Hello, welcome. I'm Andrea Bordenka, the CEO of IGL US. And with me today, I have Dwayne Spivey and Barbara Hauser. And they are our faculty members for our online digital self-paced course, Generative Business Development. You're offering Generative Business Development as a digital course. Who is this for? Who is your ideal, or who is the target audience for this offer we have through the Institute? Could you speak to that?
So the simple answer is this course is for anyone, any person who holds a revenue promise to themselves or to their employer and wants to outperform their previous best results. That's who this is for.
The folks who will benefit the most are those who are committed to their own learning and growth. Because as simple as it sounds, these are not most of our current habits. And to create a new ability to perform, I don't know how many skills, what is it in the digital course, Dwayne, something like 25, 30 skills
25, yeah.
That we introduce. In order to perform those skills, we need to practice. And so if you're committed to your own learning and growth, and you hold a revenue promise and you want to outperform your personal best, this could be a really good thing for you.
Business development is a performance art. And you can't read it and learn it. You gotta pick up the club and do it. It's the only way.
And in these skills, and this is what makes it generative, is that you offer the structure for the deliberate skills that people can apply. So like you just said, Dwayne, you can't read about it. You actually have to do it in conversation. The nervous system shows up. All of our old learning and unconscious habits show up. And that's where you begin when you're setting the context for generative business development. So can you share some of the barriers that have shown up with people as they're just entering into this new conversation around generative business development and what that means?
One of the places that it shows up is when we speak about writing outreach emails that are client-centric. And people want to, they'll learn the guidelines, they'll learn here are the elements, and they'll be able to recite them. And then we say, okay, here's the practice. We don't have homework, we have practice. Write 5 outreach emails and send them. And then see what kind of results you get and report back to us. Or report back to your journal or to whatever it is that you're doing. So it's a process of actually sitting down, doing the work. And so each session there's a practice for you to do. Next time you go to a party, practice speaking your offer.
Yeah. And I love how you differentiate what it sounds like to me is what makes it a practice versus homework is you're doing it to get the result, to get the feedback.
Yes.
To get what's working, what's not working. Homework is you do this thing. It could be busy work. It could be activity. And this is helping you craft and see what lands with the other. And then you're going to refine it as you go. And that's what makes it actionable and a new habit deliberately in our nervous system. So we know what works that we can practice more of.
Yes.
Another one that comes up a lot, Dwayne, and I think this is one of your favorites, right? Is when we actually get a conversation with someone who might be a good fit for us, or might be a good, might be an ideal profile. Again, the expectation is that the salesperson does all the talking. So the first thing a client is going to ask is, so what do you do? Or what do you have for me? Or what's up? Or, where are we going with this? And that's another place where we find that practice in being still, listening, we teach a couple of different skills. One is a permission move, which is a lovely, and it's got several different applications to it. So before we ever launch in, we want to understand, okay, so what is it that this person is actually anxious to hear about us? And that move is not common.
Yes.
So we teach people match, pace, lead, right? If a customer really says, well, I just really need to know what your prices are, acknowledge that, stay with that, and then get permission when you see that it's possible to perhaps add another dimension to that conversation. So again, every time we have a conversation with a client, there's an opportunity to practice something, and the feedback is automatic.
It's
so
instant.
It's instant. And so if learners are really engaged, they'll come back from every single client conversation with learning, with areas of opportunity and growth.
One practice that we teach, Sherry, it doesn't take long to do. It's very quick. It takes less than a second. And we tell people, when you're in a conversation, someone's asked you a question, or when you've asked them a question, or anything like that, take a deep breath before you answer. And it doesn't have to be exaggerated and all that. Just take a deep breath before you answer. And people always ask us, well, why is that? Is that some Eastern thing? Is that, are you recentering your body? And it's like, yes, you're doing all of that, but there's a very simple, practical reason. You can't talk when you're breathing. When you take a deep breath, try and say your name and take a deep breath at the same time. It doesn't work. It's a way to train your body before you respond to take a deep breath. Just take a second.
And something that I've learned from both of you, and I've been in conversations with both of you with clients, and so I've been able to see you in action, and it's been so useful to me. My tendency is just that. I get so excited and I want to share all of the good things, and that move of when that question comes up, and perhaps there's excitement in the person I'm talking to as well. And I can get ahead of myself. So that pause for my own practice, and then my go-to is then to ask a question when I feel compelled to give more of let me tell you all the things, which can be overwhelming to people. And then they get disconnected. And then I lose that I'm in a conversation. So taking that pause and then asking a question, oh, you mentioned something about value for you, or what success is for you. Can you tell me more about that? And then then they're able to process things, and there might be some things that they didn't come into the conversation with the intention of bringing, and they're recognizing that through these thoughtful questions that there's more of a space to help them work through some things. So there can be value in that conversation, in each conversation you have, that allows other people to get clarity on what it is that they need and they want.
Yeah, one of the things that Barbara, you really talk about a lot that I've learned is mood. And there's a base mood. So one of the things that we do inside the course is what we call the mood elevator. And there's up elevator and down elevator. And so there's a base mood to get people into a place where they're open to listening. And you have to listen for that mood before you start talking. And that's been very impactful in my work and in a lot of our clients.
When we do perfect client fit, we're asking ourselves, what kind of a mood do the people that we enjoy working with, what kind of a mood do they bring? And we've had clients where they say, I'm a problem solver. I really like to, work with those operations people because they're the ones that are, on the ground and they're doing the real work. And other people say, no, I kind of like to work with the people who are more visionary and strategic, and their mood is more of speculation and maybe some ambition connected to it, right? So, and knowing our own mood and the effect that our mood has as potential providers or on the conversation, because we bring a mood, and that affects the conversation. Love that whole I love the whole thing about moods.
I do too.
It's important.
And they're the predictors, right? Aren't they, Dwayne? That your mood is the predictor of.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Is mood is the #1 predictor of the next action. Barbara and I get this question, and maybe you're even asking it as you watch this video. Does this stuff really work? Is this just another version of sales training or whatever it is? Well, our experience, and this happens repeatedly in the live sessions we teach, long about the 3rd session, Barbara and I always get the same email from people, and the subject line, we didn't prompt this, it's always the same. We wake up and we open up our email and we get this email that says, hey, this stuff really works. And then they go on to tell us about a success. So yes, it does work because it's about human beings for human beings. And it's all done from the point of a client and what a client wants, not what you've got to sell them. And the question of, will it work for you? If you're a person, yes. If you have a business, if you have a revenue promise, yes, it will work for you.
Yes.
And
even if you sell mattresses.
Yeah, because if you're committed to serving other people, and this is I'm going to say really the selfish pleasure that I get out of working with people in these skills, is that the people who do this work and learn these skills and practice them and apply them get to do more of what they love to do. And that's why I show up.
Yeah.
Because it's like, so many people have promises, have offers, have things that they'd love to have out in the world, and don't find a way to connect with the people who will willingly hire them once they make that connection. So yeah,
we've had clients that it's not about, I need to make more money. It's about, I want to make the amount of money I'm doing, but I want to work less.
Yeah.
Let's find the perfect client for you, and then learn these skills. And the few people that we've had that are like that are going, oh my gosh, I've doubled my income and I only have to work 2 days a week. Like I've got 5 clients instead of 10, but these clients are, and we have one person that we've worked with, who their win rate, which is always something salespeople look at, or which is the offers that people accept, how often people accept their offers, went from 40%, like 4 out of 10, to 10 out of 10.
Wow.
Every offer they made in a year, and these are big offers, was accepted using these skills. So my answer is yes, it works.
Yeah, focus, deliberate practice, and choosing the clients you want to work with is a time saver, and can, like you said, it can double your revenue. And your promise for this is that people who apply these skills and follow through with the whole Generative Business Development course, there's a guarantee of a 20% increase in income. Is that correct?
In 12 months.
In 12 months, within
if you
12
will,
months.
Our experience, having done this for 15 years, and for my clients, I track personal clients, I track their results. My clients see on average about a 60% increase in revenue over 18 to 20 months. In 12 months, if you will practice and use this religiously, like every day, your income will go up 20% at least
Yes,
in 12 months.
that's been my experience. And we're in the trajectory for it to increase by 50%. And I still consider myself a beginner in these practices. And I share them with my clients. So thank you for that. I find these skills they're pragmatic, they're practical, they're results oriented, all of the things that fit within what generative is. This is a great, and great is not even the word to really describe what it is. It's impactful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about results.
Yeah, it's a game changer for so many people. And I think just to add to what we had spoken about earlier, as human beings, we're always influencing other people, whether we realize it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And with these skills, we understand that we're always as well in a performer-client relationship with somebody. Our partners, our families, our neighbors. And so we don't just use them to generate revenue, but also to generate satisfaction with the people that we interact with.